And you can follow me here and tell your folks or tell your friends to follow us on Awesome TEDx YouTube channel for global market updates. We do believe there is a strong bounce. And last week, we were mentioning Coinbase, MicroStrategy bouncing. Just for your look, take a look at Newmont here at 66. This is an exact pullback textbook. You break out, you liquidate all those leverage longs back to the pullback support here at about $66, $65, and you get another uptrend here. So this is a huge uptrend for gold and gold miners. This is a silver mine. I don't think there is liquidity on silver, but in my view, because silver and gold usually are in lockstep and highly correlated to the upside, also went long here on Fortuna Silver Mines. 3 to 350 is a buying area. Bought some at pre-market already. Also, just wanted to note a lot of carnage in China, but we've been seeing actually a lot of bottoming action here in a retest. Take note that this was during the delisting fears. Futu rally from 24 all the way to 44. This was a nice retest setup here at 27. And then last night, actually 32 to 33, as Hang Seng Index rallied 10% over bad news. Obviously, we are looking at bad news and we know we don't care about bad news. The market is forward looking. Everybody knows about the COVID lockdowns impacting the GDP of China. The question is, what would China do with all that negative news about manufacturing? And President Xi Jinping already said we're going to increase infrastructure spending, which is actually positive for commodities. That's why since last week, the market was rallying on commodities already. The market was also buying up a lot of your Chinese companies because of quote unquote, Vice Premier Liu He was saying that or commenting that they were going to ease on the tech crackdown. You've also got JD reporting better than expected numbers. Obviously, there was a slowdown in the revenue owing to the economy. But in general, you don't bottom on positive news, guys. In a bear market, look at the most pessimistic scenario, COVID lockdowns, shutdowns, and a slight hint of positive news, such as a June reopening of Shanghai, is enough to encourage 10 to 20% rallies. Take note, this is 27 to 33. And ask any opinion channel out there, their opinions that the market's bearish, they're not deployed. Or if they're actually deploying their market money, I don't think that they are deploying longs. They're probably looking to short the market. Well, even if they want to short the market, Futu at 30 can go $40, which is 30% higher. So a lot of late Johnny come lately bears, and that's not how trading is. Trading is looking at the price, and the price is telling you it's upward. Now, of course, I'm saying that consumer defensives are also being shorted out loud. We are short on Altria. We are short on Philip Morris, short on Monster Beverage, Coca-Cola, Pepsi's. Consumer discretionary and consumer defensives are a direct result of high commodity prices. We talked about this. We believe that inflation is going to eat up the margins of your Coca-Cola, your Hershey's, even your discounted stores, which are simply just selling a lot of consumer discretionary items, their margins will be hit because of spending getting shifted towards essentials. And we're saying essentials, that tells us that in general, this week, you saw XLY and Watt get murdered. And that we believe is vindication for the exact thesis that inflation is all throughout. Nobody's immune in inflation. And when you see inflation not being immune for any sector, those who are addicted to nicotine, even if they're addicts for cigarettes, will also have either they will eat less or they will smoke less. I don't know what they'll do, but we believe that the sales will actually drop. And so that is actually an opportunity to sell. Now, if commodities as a whole, as we said, are a bullish trend, Aussie dollar is a buying area and the market is following up as well. This was actually a fake breakdown in our view at 70 cents. At 68 cents, it got bought up. That is a turtle soup pattern as what we were saying last week. May 13, if you get back to our results and you look back at what we said, May 13 was a turtle soup. May 20 is a vindication for a rally towards this textbook pattern of 72 cents. Now, you wonder what would happen at 72 cents, but 70 to 72 is 3%, and usually people on commodities are leveraged longs. So that is still a large move in the commodity space. 68.50 to 69.50, we're seeing that higher lows intact for commodities. Gold here is a commodity long, also buying up. $1,800 was supported. We're seeing 1838, see it going 1900. I'm not sure if it will rally 2000, but 1800 to 1900 is good enough for a commodity long. This is a buy on gold, junior gold miners. This is JNUG rallying from 48 to $52, 13% up last night. This is a double gold bull. Do believe it goes back to 60 and 65 or 70. So any prices 52, 53, or even 48 are all chances to buy for gold, with 1800 acting as support. Grain, grind rod. So we talked about these shippers. This is one of those shippers that has already gone 10x. But if you look at the drivers never changed. Marine shipping stocks, in our view, have a unique super cyclical boom. The boom could last 2 to 3 years, as this commodity super cycle is gonna last well after 2023. So the thesis is the Russia-Ukraine war isn't gonna end in any short time. And so your food crisis, your oil crisis, energy crisis is going to be exacerbated. And everyone who's actually benefiting from that inflationary pressure is actually your marine shippers. Those who are sending the tankers from Petrobras, for instance, to China. The companies like ZIM. So it's no surprise why ZIM results were doing very well this week. You got ZIM, GOGL reporting very good results. Everyone in the industry is getting good results. And there is no shame to say that the industry is doing well. And anyone, whether it's the bad stock to the good stock in the marine shipping sector, they're all buys. So shipping stocks like Grain is earnings are shooting up 400%. Actually, that's 10 times better than their usual earnings growth year on year. For the last 5 years, Grain's earnings was 40% yearly. And you make a super cycle boom. Freight rates have gone from $1,000 to $10,000 a pop, even if you're just selling $3,000 for your freight rates. Some of them are locked in. And so you do have that balloon of earnings for the next 3 years. That's why the market is forward looking. And the trend remains your friend, guys. The momentum buys are all in the commodities. Now, how about the big three Australian miners that owns all the commodities in the world? Rio, Vale, BHP. We think that these are the big threes that are going to go higher. The dip was actually an opportunity to buy. Vale here at about $16 in New York Stock Exchange is a buy. Also has lavish cash dividends. So we think that the people who are exiting Coca-Cola and Pepsi, where do they go? They're going here. They're going here. Rio, Vale, BHP is, I think, their destination. That's where the money is flowing into. Buy Vale, buy BHP here about 66, even as it goes to $68. Rio Tinto, 68 is a buy. So this big three, where the big market caps are, this is where the money flow will be. Rio, BHP, Vale. This may not be the largest gain, but check our thesis. If the market's going to go to cash dividend paying companies, these three have that. I think the cash dividend is something like 4 or 5%. Not too huge. That's why the traders or the speculators are going to go to the marine shippers, where the minimum is about 10 to 20% dividend yields. So, yeah. Now, we also note that there is a hiding place of some large institutions, which is AMD, NVIDIA, Qualcomm, Semiconductors as a whole. Yes, we're actually neutral on Soxel, AMD. We said that during the last week dips, $85 of AMD was a buy reco, and indeed it went up to $100. I think any dips of AMD, no matter how volatile the markets will become, is actually supported. That means that your $18 Soxel will continue to be retested, but higher lows. And you saw that already happen. Soxel went from 18 to 24. Any dips at $20 is a buy. You've got AMD, NVIDIA, Qualcomm's all reporting good results. NVIDIA hasn't reported. I think NVIDIA reports June 25, but it wouldn't disappoint. The only problem of semiconductors as a whole is they are premium valued. So this is an overcrowded trade, I do believe. So you have to trade the range when it comes to AMD, NVIDIA, and Qualcomm. A lot of money has already been here. And any rallies perhaps at 110 on AMD might actually be taken profit from. I wouldn't short it, but profit take at 100 above, sure, go ahead. Uranium is, in my view, the largest, of course, in the world is CCJ. Everybody, perhaps in any uranium ETF, would own Cameco J, largely widely distributed here. We can see a trading range here. I can see that this is a trade from 20 to 26. I'm not sure if it will go all-time highs. It all depends on what uranium commodity will do. But this also underlines the trend. You can see that nuclear energy, which is a solution, a clean renewable energy, continues to be patronized, despite, of course, many people rejecting nuclear. I think that it's time that the world also acknowledges that nuclear energy is safe and clean. And as long as you are doing it with safety protocols and not doing it haphazardly, the world will find a way for carbon-free energy. This is a solution. So go into CCJ. We did cover why we believe uranium and nuclears are gonna persist. And it's not just a US-centric phenomenon. It's also Chinese-centric phenomenon. Pan silver, like buying this, $23 here, $22.60. So actually, we do believe that this was a retest of support. I like buying breakdowns, especially if it is a failed breakdown. You can see that 22.6 even dropped about 21. That was a stop out from people who probably were trying to go long here. They were setting their stops at an obvious breakdown. And that is a classic turtle soup pattern, guys. For those who don't know turtle soup, just search it on Google. But basically, it's a failed breakdown. You buy the failed breakdowns because 60% or 80% chance of resuming that uptick. Okay, let's talk a lot about wait up. So let's take a look at charts here. Actively sharing a lot on Faces Trader. Today's a Friday. It doesn't matter if we talk our books, because it's all, as I said, ideation is nothing without execution. So JNUG buy, GDXU buy, dollar tops out, long Aussie dollar, long Aussie yen, CF, we talked about it, long rig, long bore, long energy. Okay, so this is Energy, the best performing fund. I do not know how high oil will be, but I think it's an overcrowded trade. Nonetheless, pullbacks will be bought. So energy names like FANG, Devon, MRO, EOG would be bought. This is a good series if you want to know more about how corrupt the nuclear industry was. Meltdown, 3 Mile Island in Netflix is a good watch, and the hero is Rick Parks, whistleblower, who talked about how bad the industry was and how unsafe nuclear as a whole is a good thing. But if people in general are gonna do it haphazardly, it will endanger a lot of people's lives. Radioactive, safety precautions, cancer. So it's a good watch. Yeah. So we're buying ZIM, shipping services, SBLK, GNK, simplifying things. Yes, WPM, Wheaton, precious metals, Newmont is a buy. Monthly charts telling you that. Also retweeting everyone who's also bullish on gold. Agree for this. So market caps. So you look at the ones that are still low PE ratios, right? But in general, I don't really look at it that way. I just look at the entire sector. If the entire gold sector, the variable is going up, you can just go long the entire industry. Doesn't matter if it's the most expensive in the industry or the cheapest in the industry. As long as the variable, which is commodity, is going up. This is a good news to share. UUUU Uranium has secured a land position in Brazil, supplying rare earths production for decades. Closing, we will control a low-cost resource of elements that we can process to advance renewable energy products. Let's read the earnings. Let's read the result here of UUUU. UUU is also a buying area at $6. Even at $6.30, I got in. Ticker symbol is Energy Fuels, the largest in US when it comes to uranium fuels, right? So this one, I think pre-markets are already getting a buy at 6.30. We would look to buy there and buy any dips for UUU, Energy Fuels. Let's read the results here. News release just yesterday, May 19. Energy Fuels, the company is pleased that it entered a binding agreement to acquire 17 mineral concessions between the towns of Prado and Caravelos in state of Bahia, Brazil, totaling 15,000 hectares, the Bahia project. Based on this significant historical drilling performed year to date, it's believed that Bahia project holds significant quantities of heavy minerals, including monazite that will feed Energy Fuels' unique US-based rare earth element supply chain. So it has not had seen any previous mining, and we are now getting the valid exploration and mining permits. And Bahia's project is a well-known deposit with over 3,300 historic exploration auger holes drilled to date. Significant titanium, zirconium, monazites. Importantly, it is near the surface. We can easily recover this using standard low-cost sand mining techniques, excavators. Due to the drilling method, drilling performed to date only averages 5 meters deep. No reason to believe that mineralization stops at the water table. Energy Fuels is gonna conduct and perform more work exploring for the next 6 months, and is expected to include a comprehensive sonic drilling and geophysical mapping. Guys, I don't claim to know a lot about mining, but I think everyone knows that this is a significant exploration and acquisition. And let's just read through the president, what he said. This is a significant step in Energy Fuels development as a major global rare earth element producer based in US. The Bahia deposit is well known, having excellent potential to produce high-quality ilmenite, rutile, zircon products, low-cost monazite feed that we will fully control. So we have proven our ability to process natural monazite, high-purity, mixed rare earth constant carbonate containing about 30 to 34% NdPr. This is a direct positive towards UUU in terms of uranium. So some people are obviously just buying this specific company, but I think that this will actually translate positive towards the sector. That said, of course, you can just buy UUU per se. A lot of people are asking me, can you just buy this personally? Yes, you can. Just sticker symbol UUUU and read more into their Twitter file and their own website. America's #1 uranium producer, fuel for carbon-free nuclear energy. Just read through it if you want to know more. Okay, wake up. And also, they just locked in a lot of metals, a lot of A lot of people also, of course, discussed this rare earth event. This one had a target price of $13. I don't know whether we have to believe that $10 or $13, but a lot of people are positive for Energy Fuels based on this one. Energy Fuels is able to buy this at $27.5 million in cash, and then various milestones during the due diligence period. A lot of people are bullish, actually, after that earnings results. After that news result last night. Okay. Of course, we're bullish on nuclear. This is Bill Gates's company, TerraPower, that he formed 2006. I think that it's actually gives you safety precaution. So yun, nuclear innovation, developing advanced nuclear reactors. New contracts are now up to 1.8 million pounds with the U.S. nuclear utility, signed this morning, May 19, starts 2026. So monazite is advanced discussions for supply. Lots of positive movement here on uranium, CCJ, Eurodips. If you want to just buy the ETF, you can just buy this one, URA, Global Uranium ETF. It's not a problem to me if you're buying URA or URNM or UUUU. Depends on CCJ, whatever you wish. Yeah, so bullish on these things. Lot of bullishness. Here, so shippers, no? So looking at all the shipping stocks, we're bullish on all of them. NAT, GOGL, 16, Zim 63.66, Diana Shipping $5.50, Eagle Bulk Shipping 65, Starbucks 30, GNK, which is Genco Shipping, also by 22.23. Leading everywhere in the world, I agree. So shipping stocks, we talked about them, that it is leading everywhere, not just in US. It's an industry worldwide phenomenon. So Orient Overseas rallied 20 to 240, 12x move, Grindrod 10x move. You've got ICT in the Philippines also rallying 60 to 200 because all of it has to do with freight rates, the same variable. Take note here as well, Chinese stocks are rallying. As I said, this is a higher low. I believe this has to do with the commentary of Xi Jinping and Vice Premier Liu He. So you might see this rally to 21 to 22K, and I'm seeing actually yin go up from about 3 to 390. Any dips actually is being bought. Prefer to buy JD. So I've been buying 9618 in Hong Kong. Looks like this is a buying pattern here at $50 to $52 if you wish to buy some Chinese issues that are also positive earnings results. Let's give you more ideas here. So yeah, stick out. Now, in a world where you do have very few leaders, GOGL does stick out. Marine shippers carrying all the oil in the world. They didn't get killed. That's also important. Now, so we continue. I do believe that we continue to have a bear market rally in place. As to how high this moves, today is options expiry, and usually in options expiry, we do believe that those who have put options, usually they roll over their position. But it's gonna be also some people are also gonna close their puts. Thereby they're gonna be, by closing their puts, they have to be selling your puts. If they bought a put, they do have to sell put, and that is the reason why these have been rallying last night. So of course, Grab last night rallied mostly because narrowing losses, so positive earnings results. That said, no, Grab has a lot of selling pressure at $4. Sweet Greens, I don't believe in that. I would be a seller of Sweet Greens at 27 and 28. A continuous rally of Sweet Greens is accelerating for me. Unity, I think, can rally to about $50 or maybe 55. I wouldn't chase this rally, but for those who did enter Unity, we were buying Unity 33, 36 a few days ago. So very strong movements on Unity, Shopify. These are bad earnings results, but we saw the market actually buy up and get, or rather, it was a short covering move. Mostly short covering move, I believe. For you see that in Unity, Shopify, Upstart, bad numbers, but was being bought. I mean, the worst stock in China, like TAL, going up. So it tells you that junk stocks were being bought, like Rivian. These are junk stocks. Everyone's been shorting them, and the reason why they were up was just covering. So all of these are gonna be reshorted, obviously, when the market tops out. If you ask me how high will the market rally, I don't know, but you take it one step at a time. But you've got some resistance pressures here at 12.6 and 13.2. So right now you're seeing 12,050. This was a retest here at about 11.7. Recently, it was retested again, 11.5, 11.7 here for your NASDAQ. So in the short term, you may rally, and what we know here is a bear market rally. But these bear market rallies are still money makers. You'll notice that while the NASDAQ is very chaotic, the charts I mentioned, which were commodities, are very much in a bullish trend and momentum high. So it also tells you the outperformance. Usually, if you're really sticking to your long side, just stick to where we think the money's flowing into, which is commodities. Commodities is where you hide. And these ones, well, they'll rally, but they will be shorted yet again. So right now, crypto and NASDAQ is in a bear market rally. How high would Bitcoin go? 33, 34,000. You've got 36,000. You've got a vacuum pack here. This vacuum is where you will observe resistances, and that's when you will find out. You don't need to predict. You just need to observe and see how high these rallies will go. And that means that with Bitcoin rallying, that means your MSTR and Coinbase would rally. Albeit, I would say that the rally of Coinbase would be stuck here at about 95. If you're looking for a short arena for Coinbase, if it rallies 95, I would short it. There's a lot of short covering action here. So MicroStrategy, a good short would be about 267 to 350. So it can rally. In general, short covering rally can persist 20% further. So yeah, that's what I see. The worst crap companies are gonna rally 20, 30% just as a result of short covering. Let's take a look at the current markets today. So these are the commodities where we want to buy. I'll wait for board to go below 5 if there's an entry. If it doesn't, then it doesn't matter because there are many companies that we could buy in the shipping space. Yeah, so there's still a lot of buys, lots of supports on commodities. Let me take a look at what's happening right now with Chinese related names. I think they're gap up. Medyo gap up, yeah. Yen is going up 4%. Yeah, so I'm also bearish on some Chinese names. This is a rally to short, but I would wait for it to rally another 10 to 20% before you initiate a sell on them. Rallies in place. We have a rally in our hands, and it's up to you on how to maximize the rally. Let me see what's happening today on your big caps. Let me take a look at the pre-markets as well. Software names. So this is a rally. This is a triggered. This is a short covering move. Cloudflare, Fastly, Asana, Sentinel-1, Shopify, GMEs, DocuSigns. Yeah, these are all short covering plays. All right, so pre-markets are already seeing more short covering action for options expiry. Okay, Palo Alto Networks, Hanep, 11% up. Okay, tingnan ko lang Let me just check. We're bearish on the sector of hotels, tourism, and consumer discretionary. Rallies on Airbnb, we would love to short. Actually, just waiting for Airbnb to go 120, 130, 140 for good entries to short. I am bearish on all the the biotechs. Just waiting for it to rally. But no plans to enter those. If I'd enter, I'll wait for a short arena. Let me just take a look at movements. As for C Limited, let me just give a quick commentary. Yeah, we looked at C Limited, very good numbers this week, but it is of course in the growth stock carnage. You might see some resistance here at 90 to 100, but we do believe that drops of SE at about 75, 76, 78 are being bought. So this is a flag formation. It's not a flag formation. It's trying to bottom out. I'm sorry, wrong term. So this is trying to carve a bottom. It could retest 70 or 65. Just try to transfer entries. But this was a huge sell-off due to the drops of most e-commerce names. People got scared of Amazon, Etsy, Shopify, all of these, Mercado Libre. The entire e-commerce sector was all negative. But C Limited actually defied gravity. So have to say that these is still a buying area. This would be a good entry. Next week, Zoom video reports June 1. This is it, June 1. Think that people are looking to buy at 80s and 90s. Not sure what's going to be the reported earnings, but I would lean on to a long on Zoom at 80 to 90, owing to the fact that they have cash. But I could be wrong. Yeah, but I think that there is some buying action here on Zoom due to their cash flows. It's trading at 90, it's trading at about 6 times free cash flows. It's not bad in terms of FCF. Of course, 6 times free cash flows can be lower. I'm also looking to buy neutral on NASDAQ, but we're bullish on Facebook. Facebook here about 190 is a buying area. We look at these big caps. There's retest on Tesla's very uniquely dramatic now. There's a lot of drama right now with Elon Musk. The Democrats are now suing him for sexual harassments, which never happened before, just because I think he believes in some free speech for Twitter platform. Remember that Twitter used to ban Trump. Either way, I look at this and Tesla has a ton of support here at 620. Any dips, a break of 680, 690 would still not prevent me to buy more on Tesla at 620. People been asking me about Apple. Just wanted to give a quick commentary here. Apple is breaking down here to 138, although what we've seen on previous breakdowns is that it has been usually a false breakdown and it is a false alarm. So I think that Warren Buffett and even Apple himself, with their $90 billion buyback program, is going to squeeze the bears and actually buy somewhere to 133 to 136. For it to go 123, it's more of a very steep drop for Apple. But that said, I do think that Apple would have tons of resistance here at 151 to 155, just like what happened with Amazon, which actually is still in a very huge breakdown here at 27. 21 to 26 or 25, that could happen. But you are seeing in general lower highs for Nasdaq. So you are well, I am bearish on Nasdaq, but I'm also equally of the view that you're oversold in the short term, that you will rally first before you go down to new lows. So Amazon here about 2.1 can rally to about 2.4. You've got Apple that can rally to about from 135, it can rally to about 150. Google, how high could it bounce if you're asking me? At 2.2, it can bounce about 2,350. Tesla could bounce to about $800. So Microsoft can bounce about $270, right? So they did well on their acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Cloud has done well. So you would see a lot of supporters on Microsoft, in my view, here about 245 to 270. You see a bottoming action on Netflix. People are happy enough to buy Netflix back at 170, 185, simply because Netflix has been laying off employees. Netflix has also been cutting down a lot of shows that are not getting the ratings, especially the LGBTQ woke shows. And I think that is a step in the right direction. And Netflix is launching their ad tier, their low tiers, ad supported this end of the year. I don't fully understand the Warren Buffett buying Paramount Global. But I think it is a nod towards the entire streaming segment that so this was the 15% up for Paramount Global, owing to the fact that Mr. Warren Buffett bought a stake, $3 billion. I'm not somebody who likes to parrot a well-known investor. But to me, that is a good thing to see that Warren Buffett is deploying towards streaming. I would have to also say that Warren Buffett's big investment in BYD is paying off very, very well. You can see that BYD just reported very good results. The best in Chinese vehicles. The entire auto industry is going down except for BYD and Tesla. So I might say fundamentally that only 1211 and Tesla are worth investing upon in the electric vehicle space. And dips have been really bought. Imagine that from about 210 to 280, 270. Quite an amazing rebound for BYD. We can see that dips are being supported here for this EV 1211, which owns their own batteries, no? So just like Tesla, these are where money is hiding upon the best of the best, the high quality names. So no problem with that. Ganda rin. I don't have it, but I'm observing. I'm seeing where the money is flowing into. High quality names. It's flowing into some EVs because I think everyone knows that China is supportive of their own, and if they have their own Tesla, it would be 1211. So hat tip for Berkshire for being early on to 1211. They have a lot of 1211 at $8. They bought it in 2009, 2000. Yeah, I think I remember it was about $8. We'll see. Let's take a look. What time was this $8? I think it was a financial crisis, year 2008, 2009. Here. Sorry, not 8. Oh, tama, 8. This was it. 8, 9, until 24. Warren Buffett was buying this. Yeah, I remember. Oh, so heads up. If you're a big Warren Buffett fan, congrats to you. I don't know if you're gonna buy Paramount Global. Haven't studied it, so I can't comment. We do note that Warren Buffett has been deploying amidst all this energy shortage. He bought a lot of Occidental Petroleum. So far, so good. He's doing well on Oxy. We think that the market is very much in line with him, buying a lot of these energy names. Oxy doing well. I think Dan Loeb also bought a lot of Shell. Not sure if they bought Royal Dutch Shell, but RDS, I think. Was it Royal Dutch Shell? RDSB? RDSA? Royal Dutch Shell. Well, all-time highs. No change in view, diba? So the market is obviously hiding in these places. So to say that the money is just gonna be in cash is ludicrous because the money is really in commodities, energy names. So use any dips in the commodity space to accumulate your longs. And that's it. Thank you very much. See you again next week for another Free Friday class. And for those who are members of Awesome 10X, thanks for patronizing. And those who want to register and come to class, go awesome10x.com. Thank you very much.